habla español muy. En problemas con la ley, llama Saul Goodman ahora. Llama ahora. 550-516. Francesca, it's just a phone number, all right? They can't use the same numbers as us. I'm just gonna say the numbers, okay? 505-503-4455. So, if they say you're Breaking Bad, better call Saul.
When people think about Saul Goodman, they usually think about his most colorful moments in Breaking Bad. But if you pay more attention to his journey in the show, the mask starts cracking, with the situation getting increasingly dangerous. Probably the most noticeable switch from Saul to what we now know is Jimmy is when he is threatened with violence. It takes a split second for him to abandon the cocky attitude he displays when he is in lawyer mode. After the end of Better Call Saul, I rewatched Breaking Bad for the 4th time, and surprisingly, I noticed another instance in which Jimmy removes his soul mask in a much more genuine way. It happens in episode 8 of season 4, Hermanos, when Saul goes to Andrea's new place to give her the money Jesse sent her.
Hey, Tiger, how's it hanging?
Good.
Yeah, so, very nice. What's the damage?
$1,200 a month. I did a lot of research, and for this neighborhood, that's a pretty good deal.
You kidding me? That's a great deal. Speaking of which, that's for the week. Plus, there's a little extra in there for any move-related incidentals.
Thank you.
At first, we can dismiss his behavior as his usual charming self. After all, we know Saul is a likable character. But we can tell pretty soon that he's acting genuinely nicely towards Andrea. You can read empathy in his voice. But when his mask goes off completely is in his interaction with Brock. Saul established a connection with the boy. He starts the conversation asking how his end is and uses the nickname Tiger. Someone might think that's part of his usual charm, but I would argue that what happens next is something he didn't have to do, and he did anyway.
Hey, champ. How's the new school?
Good.
I loved school when I was your age. Seesaws, story time, chasing girls with sticks. It wasn't until the 5th grade that I found out she liked me too. But by then her family had moved to Scottsdale, so... Carpe diem, okay?
Okay.
All right, good boy.
Saul took the time to talk with Brock and tried to find a connection, bringing up things he liked when he was a kid. He is showing the kid respect and empathy. He knows things have not been easy for him, and even though he's there just to deliver an envelope with some cash, he goes the extra mile to make the kid smile. This interaction is even stronger if we compare it with the interaction Walt has with Brock at the end of season 5.
How you doing, Brock?
Brock, he asked you a question.
I'm good.
Walt asks Brock how he's doing, probably just to support his act of being a good man, concerned for the troubled Jesse who disappeared. His real objective is to get Andrea to believe him and help him to track down Jesse so he can get him killed. Brock saw Walt before, and even if he doesn't know he's the guy who poisoned him, he noticed something is off with him in their first interaction, or simply he can read through his lies.
Good. Fruit Loops. It's good stuff.
Look at Brock's reaction to each character side by side. The smile he gives to Saul is genuine. He likes the guy, and not just because he sees him as a clown like most people do. He likes that he gave him attention and comfort. Keep in mind that Saul is the same guy that has been presented since the very beginning as someone who doesn't lift a finger without getting a considerable amount of money. Still, here he is establishing a real human connection with a woman and her child who are going through a rough period.
I'm gonna get you a second phone call, okay? You're gonna call your mommy or your daddy or your parish priest or your Boy Scout leader, and they're going to deliver me a check for $4,650. I'm going to write that down on the back of my business card, okay? 4650, okay? And I need that in a cashier's check or a money order, doesn't matter. Actually, I want it in a money order. And make it out to Ice Station Zebra Associates. That's my loan out. It's totally legit. It's done just for tax purposes. And after that, we can discuss Visa or MasterCard, but definitely not American Express. So don't even ask, all right? Any questions?
You're gonna get me off, right?
What do I look like? Your high school girlfriend? 5 fingers, no waiting?
Saul lies to Andrea about Jesse's well-being, but it's a white lie.
So, you'll thank Jesse again from both of us.
You got it.
So how's he doing?
Jesse? He's good. He's busy.
You can tell by his expression that he doesn't like doing that. But on the other hand, it's not for him to tell her the truth, or to force Jesse's hand when he's keeping a distance from Andrea for her own safety. I think Bob Odenkirk's amazing talent gives so much away with just some subtle change in his facial expression. In one single shot, you can read everything going through Saul's mind, as he reluctantly tells Andrea that Jesse is fine. But the final blow comes when he goes back to the car.
How is it?
Space, lots of light. It's a little garden out back. It's nice.
And Brock? How's he doing?
Hey, look, I don't mind dropping checks off every week like Ed McMahon, but if you really want to know how they're doing, why don't you go see for yourself?
I'll catch you later.
Hey, you gonna need a ride home?
No.
Saul tore down his humanity to push Jesse in the right direction. And in light of what we know after Better Call Saul, I can't help thinking that Kim came back to Saul's mind. This situation mirrors Jimmy and Kim's situation perfectly. Jesse put a distance between himself and Andrea, convinced they would do better going separate ways, when in reality, trying to build a normal life together and leaving the past behind could be the best solution for both of them. Or at least, that's what Jimmy thought when Kim broke up with him. His advice to both Brock and Jesse to seize the moment gets a whole new meaning. And that guy looking in the mirror as Jesse walks towards Andrea's house looks a lot more like Jimmy McGill than Saul Goodman to me. Knowing what we know now, it's heartbreaking to think that the dream of Jimmy of having a life with Kim and potentially having kids with her, and this brief dream of Saul helping Jesse to take a different path and in a way do better than him, both failed. As always, there is a chance I might be wrong.